What's up, guys? The Allfather here with our next war recap, and we did squeak out a victory 53 to 51. Was not our best effort. We left a lot on the board. If we look at the map here on the enemy side, took care of the Town Hall 9s, but left, I believe, 4 Town Hall 8s 2-starred, and not exactly the greatest effort. Even down low quite a ways, 15 and 16 still open out of 20, and our number one guy had to drop down to 17 for a cleanup to kind of clinch the victory. But like I always say, as long as we don't all suck at once, we stand a good chance, and enough of us didn't suck that we pulled it out. So great job to those who had a good war. To those who struggled a bit, don't worry about it too much. Just figure out what you did wrong and improve it and correct it the next time. We'll be putting out a separate video on how to turn those 2-star 90+% attacks into 3, so something to keep in mind and look forward to there. But for today, for this war recap, we're just going to go through the highlights of this war. And looking at the stats, one of the keys, of course, again, we used all 40 attacks. The enemy did not. They left 5 on the board. A couple of them that could have possibly gotten some stars. So participation was a very critical key to victory. So thank you, everybody, for getting your attacks in. And you will see that the 3-star attacks, we did outpace them by 2. 13 3 stars, 7 2-stars to 11 and 9. So that was the margin of victory. Took a lot more attacks to get there, but our average destruction was higher, and it was good enough for the win. So let's go ahead and take a look at the attacks. Getting right into it, starting with Viper 15243 against number 2 base. Common internet base, the general. If you're not familiar with these bases, when you see a base that kind of looks too well laid out to have been originally thought out, it's probably an internet base. So I would suggest you try to find them ahead of time, and you can usually Google or find ways to beat these popular internet bases and which strategies and deployments work well. But he's just going to bring a straight GoHoWiWi attack, gets his lure accomplished, and is dragging them down to the bottom end of the base where it's pretty wide open and they're not going to be under fire by defenses. Does a good job with this clan castle kill, doesn't lose a lot of troops. Then I love that deployment, spread golems, starts creating his funnel, keeps all of his kill squad going right up the middle. Only thing was probably pop that wall with the wall breakers a little quick, because you see the golems were spread out, but then they both dove to the middle, and that exposed some of his other troops. But other than that, nothing really wrong there. I love those spell drops. He used a lot of them. He used them early in the attack. You're better off using them early than late. You can't do anything with them after all your troops are dead. Can't heal dead troops, can't rage dead troops. So he gets into the core, does a good core break, and but you see those golems are bunched up, and that's going to kind of hurt. But great spell placement on this attack by Viper, while his witches work their way around the outside. Wizards are doing the damage in the core and taking out those inner compartments. And things are going well. You'll see he's just working his way around. The skeletons are absorbing a lot of the damage from those single target defenses. Queen is still almost at full health. Unfortunately, her ability is used already. And see all the way up to 87% already. He's working his way around. I love that haste spell, because he didn't need a poison spell for the clan castle troops. He brings a haste spell to try to speed things up. Would rather have seen maybe a couple of back-end balloons in combination with that haste spell to rush in and get those back-end defenses. So that's just one little tweak possibly that could help just clinch a 3-star victory versus these 96% or so 2-stars. But good attack, and is really close to a 3-star. Obviously, we're always shooting for the 3s, but overall, great attack by Viper with a couple minor tweaks that could easily be a 3-star against this very, very common internet base, the general. Next, we will go to next Town Hall 9 attack. And this is General Sherman. He's going at another internet base called Chris's anti-hog base. You'll see there's a hog ring in the middle, although he's got Teslas, and with the addition of the air sweeper, pretty much broke the hog ring there. Brings a good combination of army composition, but would rather have seen those 3 golems put into 3 separate compartments and attack from the broadside. You don't usually want to send a GoHoWiPe from a corner. And this is the reason, because all his tanking troops are together. Now his P.E.K.K.A.s are circling, and that is definitely not the way you want a GoHoWiPe attack to go. Now we've got the clan castle troops over there, and they're going to start targeting golems, and that's not going to be a good deal either. Drops the poison spell to slow him down, heal and rage. Again, you're better off using those spells early than late. Gets the clan castle kill done. The P.E.K.K.A.s are starting to redirect to the middle, so kind of pulls that one back together. And rages everything up. And so, not the greatest deployment, but it kind of starts working its way out and working its way together. And pops the Queen's ability right there to take out the Town Hall. So there's the 1 star. Now it's just a matter of enough going right to get that 2nd star, which he does because he's got all those P.E.K.K.A.s and the wizards are following behind. So that actually ends up working out for him. But had those golems been spread earlier on the front side, they could have done a lot more tanking between those 3 golems and all those P.E.K.K.A.s. This probably could have been an easy 3-star had there been the right deployment. So anytime you see those multiple compartment bases like that, you want to spread those golems out and drop them in each one to soak up all of the damage from those single target defenses. And so we'll fast forward this to the end. He does pick up the 2-star, but again, a little better deployment might have had a different outcome, but enough for the 2-star there. And good job with that one, General Sherman. Next, we're going to go to my attack on number 4. And before we look at it, if you're not familiar with this, it's a term you need to know. These are called teaser bases. And this one in particular is a southern teaser. And the reason they're called that is because they're wide open and they look like there's a lot of buildings available. And the wall, just this clustered look, where they really protect the town hall and everything else is open. And they're trying to bait you into coming in from the bottom. And the reason being is because all the defenses are just going to start hammering everything in there. And then the clan castle is going to come out, and then on the backside you see those backside defenses at the top. So even if you get through the bottom, and even if you happen to get to the clan castle, they're hoping that those backside defenses are going to take you out. So the design is they want you to come straight in from the bottom. So keep that in mind as we look at this attack. And just going to drop golems here, 3 golems. Get the king going right behind him so that he locks onto the queen and takes her out really quick. Witches behind that, wizards. Rage everything up. Take care of that clan castle kill on the fly. No lure just because of how deep that clan castle was sitting back there. But heal and rage is going to be able to take that out. And they're just working through. Golems are tanking for everything. You got your witches and your skeletons and your wizards back there. And rages right around the core. Take care of the those defenses. The clan, not the clan castle, the town hall. And so you see how that's going. And then the hogs start working their way on the back end. And they come around. And they're going to clear up those back end defenses. Well-placed heal spell there is going to keep the hogs alive while the ones dealing with the Teslas in the middle. Those other hogs are working their way around the top. So those back-end defenses, and look at this. This is a great part of this. Watch these hogs jump this wall. Super hog jump. Apparently they can jump over 5 walls, no problem. That was really awesome. And then they finish off that last Tesla. There's still 3 witches up, several wizards. The queen's at full health, still has her ability. There's half a dozen hogs at least. King's still alive, and just no problem for this base. So just an interesting attack. The HoGoWiWi, good option for that southern teaser base there, and 3-star for yours truly. Next one we're going to look at here, 3-star attack by Awesome Sauce. Had 2 of them this war, both of them using the GoWiHo strategy. And that is golems, wizards, and then a majority of hogs. You'll see we got, this is actually a HoGoWiPe, I'm sorry. 2 golems, 12 wizards, and 16 hogs. And so just going to get the lure, easy 1-troop lure with the giant. Get that dragon balloon combo up to the corner, and then drop the barbs, witches, and wizards. And they're going to do the standard clan castle kill that we're starting to become very familiar with that witch and wizard combo. Drops the golems to tank on each side, and they're going to look at the placement of those golems. They're going to absorb the firepower from all of those point defenses. They're distracting all of the cannons on all of the archer towers, those single target defenses. Drops the Barbarian King on the bottom. Takes care of the enemy Barbarian King. So all the major threats to the hogs are now eliminated. And it's just pretty much an easy surgical deployment along the back side. Keep them healed up as they enter into the core. And the hogs just continue to do their work. There's giant bombs in there, but they're standing in heals the whole time, so they're all healed up. And golems are still tanking the top side. Witches are still going at it with the skeletons. And the last heal there as the hogs take care of these last couple defenses. So didn't have a ton of troops left, but just enough, some cleanup, and everything stays alive long enough to take care of this base in pretty short order. Good job there. Another 3-star by Awesome Sauce, and second one of this war. So good job there. We're going to feature, let's see, next one we want to see this attack here. This is attack by Ryan on this base, and this is pretty much just a straight hog attack. He does use a surgical deployment on this, and good decision to bring a hog attack here because those defenses are very compact. You can see that there's only a handful of 2x2 spots where Teslas and or giant bombs can be. You're assuming Teslas are probably right by the town hall, and then those giant bombs are going to probably be in that moat area approaching there. So we'll see how Ryan does this. And single giant lure gets the balloon and dragon out again. And again brings that 2 witches in the clan castle followed up by wizards, and that takes out that clan castle really quickly. Drops his surgical hogs right in front of his kill squad so that they stay alive, and he's just sprinkling them in all around the base. Kind of got him to jump onto those giant bombs while they weren't being healed. Got away with it, so that worked out for him, but better off to make sure that that giant bomb location is going to be pre-healed. Might have saved a few hogs and made the attack go a little cleaner, but the last giant bomb is sitting outside. Kind of hard to predict that. At that point the defenses are all gone, so it really doesn't matter as long as the cleanup troops are there, which they are. He's still got 2 hogs. He's got his skeletons and several wizards, a witch, and his Barbarian King. So that's going to be more than enough to do the cleanup and take care of this base. So good attack strategy and deployment for this base to Ryan. And there you go, 3-star victory. So great job there. Next we're going to look at this attack, and this is another straight hog attack by the Great Gi. And he's going to just drop his first little set of hogs there to get the lure, as well as the defense down. And so very efficient use of troops. He sends enough to not only get the lure accomplished, but take out that first defense. Drags him out to the corner. Again, very successful way to deal with these dragons and loon combinations in the clan castle is the witches in the clan castle. And then you're just going to see him doing a surgical deployment on the hogs, and that's just dropping, sprinkling them around the base, about 3 per point defense on the outside. Keep them healed as they enter into the core, where mostly splash damage is. And he places those heal spells very well there. Keeps them in heals the whole time, drops poison there to deal with skeletons, and the Barbarian King, who ends up sitting in that poison spell the whole time, even though the hogs are ignoring him, he's being poisoned, and now they turn on him and take him out. And so he's got plenty of hogs left. He's still got some skeletons running around and a wizard. And again, takes out this base pretty easily with that surgical deployment. Good job there, Guy. And then our last one that we're going to take a look at here is Chaz. And Chaz is going to bring a HoGoWiPe against this base. And you'll notice this base is kind of unique. There's all the archer towers are clustered there in the middle. It's kind of an anti-dragon look to it. But he does get the lure accomplished there. Also trips the skeleton trap, so he's got all sorts of enemy troops that he's going to be able to deal with right off the bat, right out of the gate there. Takes him to an open corner on the grid so that he can keep him away from defensive fire. And he doesn't use the witches here. He just brings his own barbarians and wizards. Doesn't really go too well there at the beginning. He's losing a lot of wizards, and so he drops his Barbarian King and then back ends that dragon with a wizard. So good recovery there on what was kind of a sketchy start to the lure and kill. And then he's going to drop a cold-blooded golem attack here, send a single golem in there, distract all of those defenses. And I like that choice there of a single golem attack because he knew he was going to need a lot of hogs once he gets to that core. But he brought the golem and the P.E.K.K.A.s and the wizards there to try to just take out a few of those external defenses, deal with the Barbarian King, and then launch the main portion of his hog attack. And so he's got the Barbarian King taken care of. He's got the single target defenses distracted there in the middle. Clan Castle P.E.K.K.A. as well. And so now the hogs are in the middle where there's really not much spacing. There's not a lot of giant bomb threat there. They're just going to stay in the core and take out a lot of those defenses. And of course he had the room for all those hogs because he went with that cold-blooded single golem attack and approach on the front side. So just little decisions here and there that can make a difference between a 2-star and a 3-star attack, and that was one of them. We'll kind of fast forward through this. Hogs are taking care of business there. They take out all the defenses. He's still got his max or level 4 P.E.K.K.A. with wizards going behind him there. His hogs take out the inside and just go to work and clean up, and it's pretty much over from there. So it doesn't even use his poison spell. And very easy victory. So great job there, Chaz. Chaz is pretty new to the clan, and he has shown just a lot of skill and appreciate what he brings to the clan. He's got good deployment and good ideas and brings good army compositions. Doesn't always use the same attack every time. Thinks things through, and that's the kind of thinking that we need. That's a 3-star mentality is I'm not going to use the same attack every time. I'm going to find out what's unique about each base and what weaknesses there might be that I can exploit, and adjust my army composition accordingly. And Chaz does that as well as many others in the clan, and that's what it's about. That's how you consistently 3-star your opponent. So good job there. Again, not our best war, but a win is a win. Still shows up as green on the war log. And if you did not have a 3-star attack, or maybe even worse, didn't have a 2-star attack, just figure out what you did wrong and use the resources and tools that we provide, and you'll do better next time. Until the next time, this is the Allfather signing out.